So Krishna asked Arjuna to go into the village and to fetch him a glass of water from some home. He was very thirsty. So Arjuna went out and he knocked on the door of a hut in the local town, and he asked if he could have a glass of water for his master. And the man who answered the door immediately could recognize that he was something exceptional. He realized that he had never seen anyone like him. So he welcomed him into the home and he said, "While I fetch you the glass, have a seat. This is my daughter." And he looked at his daughter, and she was the most beautiful woman he had ever seen in his life. And he was completely blown away, and instantaneously he fell madly in love. And the man came back and he said, "I can see that you are having this beautiful connection with my daughter. Would you like to marry her?" And he was so overtaken by this emotion. Out of his mouth came yes. And they got married. And he began working as a potter. And they had a child. And then they had 2 children. And the years passed and they had 3 children. He worked very hard as a potter to support the family, but he felt, while he had left something he never could have imagined, he felt his life was rich. And then one day this enormous monsoon came, and the rains poured and poured and poured and poured. And he and his family were in the house, and finally they realized the house was going to get flooded. So they went up the stairs and they stood on the roof. And the winds were howling and the level of the water was rising. And the water came right up to the roof line. And first, one child slipped and was carried into the water. And then he said to the 2 remaining children and his wife, "Do not let go of my hand no matter what." But the water kept rising and the power of the wind kept growing. And another one of the children got swept away. And then finally the 3rd. And then it was just he and his wife struggling for survival. And as the water level went up, he could feel her grip loosening. And then the waters carried her away. And he was there alone on the roof. And he said, "Oh my God, take my life. I've lost everything. I've lost everything I love." And he closed his eyes, getting ready to just let the body drift into the water. And the next thing he knew, he heard a voice, and he opened his eyes, and he was sitting at the feet of Krishna. And Krishna turned to him and said, "Why didn't you go into the village and get the water? You're just sitting here." This is the nature of all of it. There is Maya, the grand illusion. And there is the nature of yourself.